Hello, my beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel, Life with Nati, or welcome in if you're new. My name is Natalia. Friends and family call me Nati. And today we are here with a stitch with me and chat, or whip and chat, however you want to say it. This is going to be my very first whip and chat while I'm cross stitching. And as you can see, your girl couldn't help herself. I have a new start with you guys. I do want to dedicate this piece specifically for my whip and chats. Was looking for a happy, uplifting photo, and what better than Miss ButterD. So this is Neko Hotel by Miss ButterD, charted by Unconventional XStitch. I already started a Miss ButterD on my own time. I started a Cupid's ice cream shop, which is so adorable, but I did it for Valentine's Day. So that was my Valentine's gift to myself and start for me. So today I'm doing this whip and chat quite late. It's 12:31 a.m. It's February 17th now. And I just needed to stitch to clear my brain, clear my head. And this is very therapeutic. So we will get into life. So my whip and chats, generally, I talking about my life. I'm talking about just about anything, just yapping away while I stitch and hope to keep you guys company. I will be stitching on 28 count easy 28 count even weave, sorry. And I will be doing 1/1 full cross. So let's go ahead and get started. This is the adorable image that you are seeing on the screen right now. I'm using Saga cross stitch for my to keep track of my pattern. I will be doing a top left hand start, and I just uploaded this one on here, so I have to set everything to what I like. So we're gonna start here, there we go. And I gotta set up the settings. Sorry, guys. Oops. Let's go pink. I'm thinking I might go at like a diagonal. Yeah. There's a lot of color blocking going on right now, but that is okay. Easy stitching for late night stitching, right? this, and we're gonna start with 765. I am working on a DMC. Oops, sorry, give me a second. DMC master set, which in general could be dangerous because it's like I could start all the patterns as long as I got the fabric. 761. That was harder than I thought. Because of course, when you're recording, everything goes straight out the window. Normally you can grab floss and thread it super fast if you're not recording. As soon as you hit the record button, it's like your whole brain doesn't know what the heck it's doing anymore. And if you guys hear clanking, it's my dog with her collar. She's walking around right now, so. Alright, here we go. And I expect to not be able to not chat as much as I normally do because when I'm stitching, at least it takes a lot of concentration. I'm trying to make sure I don't hit my head on the camera too, so if I do, I'm sorry. then I would love to do a stitch with me where I'm just stitching and not talking and like ASMR. But I don't think that's quite possible because I have animals and they're always next to me, so there is no such thing as background being quiet. And I know that I haven't uploaded anything. I've been kind of radio silent for 2 weeks, and I apologize. Life has been, let's just say, kicking me in the butt, and it seems like it's one thing after another. And I was just not in the right mindset to record anything. To be honest, it just takes everything in me, all my energy, all my motivation just to get up out of bed in this past week. So, well, more than this past week. I have 2 babies, which I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys already know about. I have a 1-year-old and a 2-year-old who are super sick. They've been sick for the past week. Runny nose, very cranky and whiny because they're not feeling good and they can't breathe. And of course, I'm mommy, so they want to be all over mom, which in turn, of course, got me sick. So I have a bit of a runny nose. I'm feeling drained myself, so that's always fun. And then just more life stuff that I sure did. We're going to reverse that stitch, come back. There we go. It went over 2 instead of 1. In case you guys are wondering, I did grid this myself. I use a friction pen. I think that's the name of it. Where I just put a blow dryer to it and it'll erase the markings, which is better than what I was doing. I was using a mechanical pencil before, and that is permanent. And with the lighter patterns like this one, I definitely don't want to use a pencil because it will definitely show through the stitching. I haven't been really diamond painting much anymore. In this last week or so, I haven't diamond painted because so much has happened. Last Tuesday, my husband's truck got repoed. So that's fun. And it's our only vehicle, and it's his only way of getting to and from work. And without it, there's no work. And financial wise, we have been struggling. My health is not the best, and due to that, my husband stays basically home to watch the kids when I can't. And yeah, there hasn't been much work. So we ended up getting a phone call a few days later after my husband's truck got repoed. I'm stitching so slow. But yes, we got a phone call a few days later, and it was our landlord. And our landlord basically gave us what he called an out in our lease because they are planning on raising our rent yet again. And we are already struggling now. So he said he would give us an out where he would give us our deposit, and there'll be no hit on us about a lease agreement, breaking our lease agreement. But the back side of that is we will have to leave our home by mid next month. And that was extremely stressful. And I already have anxiety and mental health issues and all of that great stuff. And this right here just crushed me. And then literally 2 days after, basically the same day our landlord called us, is when my babies got sick. And that was stressful. Anybody who has kids know, when you have 2 little toddlers with stuffy runny noses and fevers, it's not a great time because it is a symphony of crying. And so yeah, the stress has been absolutely ridiculous. Me and my husband, the day that our landlord called, we ended up buckling down seriously and looking for other places for us to live in. And we did come to the conclusion that we are tired of living here in New York. And we were looking at other places to move to. And that's another there's another stressful thing, to add on to the already growing plate of stress. Because I guess you could say we're comfortable here. It's where we've been living. My husband's lived here his entire life. I've lived here practically my entire life. So it's something that we know, and it's just hard. And then top it off, I have health issues, as I've already mentioned, and I'm stable enough here in New York where I have insurance that will cover my medicine and my doctor's appointments. And then I have my son, my 1-year-old, who is in therapy because he's not talking. He's developing slower than is deemed normal. So he has weekly therapy appointments, and if we move out of state, I would have to figure all that out again and hope that we're covered. And it's something that he definitely needs because they're also going to start testing him for autism. And everything is so comfortable here. The only thing that's not comfortable is financially, financially living here. New York is not a cheap place to live in at all. And we did look into other states, and we do have our eye on moving to possibly Indiana or Oregon. It's cheaper to move to Indiana, and the living situation there is, financially at least, is much more stable. And you guys, I have been so stressed that I even started looking for jobs for me. And if you guys are new here and don't know anything about me, I have severe anxiety, mental health issues. I am schizophrenic, bipolar. I have severe social anxiety, which is why I haven't been working. I basically have panic attacks when I'm outside of my home for too long. My husband's starting to believe that I might be I forgot the word of it, where you don't want to leave your house. So yeah, he is seriously believing that that is the case for me, that I am one of those people. And I can see it. But this situation has stressed me so bad that I'm like, I will look for a job. And it just got me to thinking maybe to look for a job that is remote. As you can see, I have no problem talking to you guys. I have a problem being around a big crowd of people or being outside of my home for too long. That is what causes my panic attacks and my anxiety to skyrocket. That, and also I have trust issues. Surprise, surprise. And I trust nobody with my babies. So if me and my husband are working, then who's watching my babies? And I trust no daycare because of a situation that happened personally to me. I don't trust them. So that is completely out of the question. And if we move out of New York, not if, when we move out of New York, we're going to a place that doesn't have, that we basically don't know anybody, which sounds beautiful in hindsight, but it's kind of terrifying because I don't have family there. I don't have my husband's mom, who occasionally comes and gets my kids when I need a mental break. I won't have any of that anymore, and that's another thing that I'm thinking about and considering. But yeah, this whole situation was very, very stressful. However, there is a light at the end of this insane story, and that is literally 20 minutes before I hit record. My husband got a text message from somebody telling them, hey, are you available for me to give you a call? And it's literally 12 o'clock in the morning, and my husband just looks at me. I was like, yeah, call them just in case something happened, because normally nobody will call or text at that time of night unless it's urgent, right? So my husband gave him a call, and blessings. Oh my goodness. He ended up telling my husband, hey, I will loan you dada amount of money if you finish my home. Or, because my husband was already working on this person's house, because this is what my husband does for a living. He works on houses, doing odd jobs here and there. And he was like, so if you finish doing my home, I will loan you the money that you need so that you can catch up and be comfortable again. You guys, when I say both me and my husband dropped to the floor and just started crying because we couldn't find a way out. Like, it was just so extremely stressful. We literally spent hours and hours and hours looking for alternatives, looking for another place to stay, looking for everything and anything. Oops. Sorry. But yeah, I'm so grateful and happy and shocked that this amazing, beautiful blessing happened. Like, wow. I'm trying not to cry right now because, yeah. Trying to think how I'm going to go about this now. You know what? Crap. I think I'm just going to go back up the line. I didn't think this through. I just started stitching, huh? Yeah, let's go back up the line. You just stitch all of this color in the diagonal, right? So, here's amazing news. I mean, we're still going to keep our mindset as if we are still moving. It's just now we don't have to feel rushed to leave, because we were back on rent and back on the vehicle payments due to my husband being laid off for one and having to be home. Jesus, I did think that. Having to be home with the babies. Because of me and my health. I'm just, I'm speechless still, if you guys can't tell. I gave you the whole sad story before I gave you the happy story. I'm sorry, but I just needed to paint the correct picture on how stressed I was literally 20 minutes before I hit recording. We were already packing all of our stuff and searching for a place to stay temporarily. Because like I said, we really want to move out, but the other issue that was like moving out of state, but the other issue that was holding us back also is I have a 16-year-old son who will be 17, I can't believe it, this month, who is in a school currently that it's basically advanced, so he can graduate much sooner than he would normally in a normal school. So he can graduate this year instead of having to wait 2 more years to graduate. And I really don't want to pull him out of this school or program because he is very excited to graduate. So this right here is such a blessing. It took so much stuff off our chest. So tomorrow we just got to kick into gear and do some more game planning. But it's a different type of game planning. Like I said, we're still trying to move out of New York. It's just this way we're not severely stressed out and feeling rushed to just go without a complete game plan, which is never a smart thing to do, especially with babies. So I feel like I can breathe. I'm super grateful. So it's 3 over. I think I'm still going to do diagonal. I mean, I can just do the whole line, but I'm not going to. I want to do the diagonal. Ooh. But now I just, now that I can actually breathe, I was for a little bit there contemplating on finishing the orders in my shop and closing my shop for a few months because I didn't know if I was going to have a roof over my head to continue with my shop, even though I have a few events that I'm sponsoring booked up. I was going to cancel those sponsors because I didn't think I had a way to do it. But now I do, and that means tomorrow, while my husband is going to get his truck back, I will be here creating my event, the event that I am sponsoring, so that I can have it in my shop and it can keep going, and I will be continuing to create and pack orders tomorrow where I can ship them out on Wednesday. I am quite behind in my shop because of everything that's going on. There was no way my brain was okay to mess with resin, definitely not mess with the lathe. Because, like I said, I wasn't in the right state of mind. Now I am. Now, I mean, I am sick, but I am much more motivated to push these orders out and create this new bundle for the events that I'll be sponsoring. That did not catch to anything. I swear, normally I can do these things one try. But because I'm recording, it's like, no, I'm not catching. I'm not going in between the threads. You don't really want that. Jeez, can't even grip the needle. Oh my god, you guys, I promise I know how to stitch. And I normally stitch so much faster than this. Jeez. Oh my god, my fingers don't want to cooperate with my brain today. It's okay. Oops. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Okay. Sorry. I promise you I stitch much faster than this. I didn't take into consideration how awkward it was to stitch with a camera right above my head, where I'm trying to look at the stitch but also not whack my head on the camera. My stitching style seriously varies. Like, I will go cross country and then feel like, I don't want to do that. And then I do typewriter method, trying to go all the way across, but then I get bored with that. And I'm new to the diagonal. I tried diagonal before, but I quickly was like, no, because I don't know where to stop and I don't want to do the diagonal all the way to the bottom of the pattern. I didn't even think that I could stop wherever and just go across at a diagonal. So I'll be doing a diagonal all the way across from the first page. So this is going to move it just a little bit. This is the end of the page. So it's not a big page. So the whole grid that I did is the one page. Sorry about that. I hope you guys didn't get seasick with me moving. But yeah, I'll just go down that diagonal and go all the way across and see how I feel about it. I like how neat the stitches are looking doing this method as opposed to cross country. It does seem to get bulky, especially if it's got a bit of confetti. Yeah, and then I did seriously consider doing this piece in tent, but then I was like, no, I don't want to do tent. I don't know. I have been on a full cross kick here lately, so I'm actually really loving full cross. I don't know, it just looks neater and clean. Let me see if I could do diagonal. I don't know, this just looks so weird when it's like this. Let's see if I can follow these guidelines. So like with Pattern Keeper, it's much easier for me because I've used Pattern Keeper for 2 years now. I'm newish to Saga, although I do love a lot of the features that Saga has. Like I like the fact that I can see what the image is going to look like when finished. And I like that if I wanted to, I can turn this little light bulb thing on and I can actually see the image. Whoa, if I turn that off, there we go. I can see the image. And then when I'm doing royal rolls, I click on this little box right here and literally I can, I can make this box whatever size I want. And there's just so many features on here that it's just like, heck yeah. So yeah, I do like Saga, but I still love Pattern Keeper as well. So, but I'm gonna turn that off because I'm not doing that. And also, I don't know if you guys have noticed, I don't cross out as I go. So let's just cross out the stitches that I did do. Ooh, I didn't do those stitches, but it's fine. Oh wait, I think I did. Yes, I did. I did these. Oh wait, so that means I could have done all that. All right, sorry. See, this is what I'm saying. It's fine. Actually, I think I'm gonna go back up. So much for me sticking to the diagonal, right? I mean, at least I'm not cross-countrying it, right? But then again, you really can't out with this color. But I do plan on doing more of these WIP and chats. I did a lot of WIP and chats diamond painting, which I am not going to be diamond painting for a little bit because while we were packing, that was one of the first things that I packed because I don't want to lose any of them. So I would have to unpack them to work on them. So yeah, I do have 2 or 3 diamond paintings that are not packed away. So the WIP Go ones that was called for this month, I still have unpacked. So my WIPs, for the most part, I have still out next to my desk. I just packed away the drills to them. And they were going to get packed up next. But now we have a little bit more time where we can calmly do this. I just gotta work up the gusto to unpack. So, yeah, I used to do, I go on tangents, sorry. I used to do WIP and chats for my diamond painting, and I really enjoyed it, and I honestly forgot how therapeutic this is, and it really, really is to just sit here and just talk to nothing, but you guys will later see it. And then I also do like to look back sometimes on my videos, and I did that a few days ago. Just watched some of my old WIP and chats, and I was smiling from ear to ear, crying sometimes because like I forgot a lot of stuff that has happened. And because of my WIP and chats, it's forever there. So I can always look back on it and I'm like, oh yeah. Like for instance, I honestly forgot a lot of the health issues that my daughter actually had as a baby. My brain was telling me that she was a very healthy baby. There was nothing wrong with her. And that's not true. My daughter had some health issues. Luckily, she's definitely a-okay now besides being sick, but just to have those memories. And then I watched the video of me finding out that I was pregnant with my son while my daughter was just turned 5 months. Like, yeah, just looking back at those memories, and it's just like, wow, I'm so glad that I did it. And I just kept thinking to myself, I'm like, I want to do it again. Just gonna do it in cross stitch form because I definitely have a stitchy bug going on right now. And I really enjoy cross stitching. Then this pattern, I meant to say this in the beginning of the video, but this pattern, I am doing it with 2 other people. I'm doing a stitch along with Suzanne and Janine. They are doing this pattern too. Janine is doing hers on the lower right hand. I'm doing mine on my upper left. I'm not sure where Suzanne is doing hers yet, but I love that there's a group of us that's starting this pattern. This pattern is absolutely adorable. Just like look at it. Oh my god, it's so pretty. And it's got fun, bright, vibrant colors. Was definitely not in the mood for gloomy. My WIP go board called for a pattern that I literally scrapped. So because of all the dark colors, like I was just like, no, I'm not in the mood. So I scrapped that pattern, and in turn, I'm using this pattern. So this is the fabric for the pattern that I was supposed to do, and I think I just messed up. I did. Can I fix that? Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Um, so yeah, so at the bottom of this fabric, there's the small corner that I started on my other pattern, my Chris Ortega pattern, Belong to the Night. So yeah, Belong to the Night was meant for this fabric, but I was like, no, I couldn't. It was so much has been happening that I was like, as the last thing I want to do is stitch something dark, dreary, and just it was just bringing me no joy. I mean, I love the pattern, and I'm not completely UFOing it. I'm just gonna do it a restart when I'm ready. Life's too short for you to do stuff that you don't enjoy. And I obviously enjoy new starts, right? But this pattern is just so joyful and bright. I yeah, I couldn't pass up. But yeah, I don't regret it. I did end up just like looking at all of my WIPs, my current WIPs, and I'm like, okay, which ones am I just not going to stitch anytime soon? Because like I said, I was packing up, and I was like, I'm going to pack up some of my WIPs. Belong to the Night was at the very bottom. I was like, I just not in the mood for it, and I don't know when I will be. So I was like, no, we're just gonna scrap that one and use it for this one. And I do believe that I will stick to this one, and especially since I'm planning on using it for my WIPs, my WIP and chats. However, I do have another pattern that I have in mind that I do want to start soon, that I want to rotate with this one for WIP and chats. I'm not sure about it yet, but it's in my thoughts. Oh goodness, you see, I was just not paying attention. So much for diagonal. Come on, Nati. Jeez. Oh goodness. It's supposed to be 4. 1, 2, 3. Oopsies. It's fine. Give me 1 second, you guys. I'm going to be quiet for a second while I try to count this correctly. Two. Okay. You see? Oh, doesn't sound right. Hang on. Oh, it's supposed to be 1. Oh, well. It's fine. I'll make my own diagonal. So it does make me happy that now I don't have to sit here and completely stress about, will my babies have a roof over their heads in the next month or so? Because I already know the answer. And why do I keep doing this? Okay. I already know the answer to that, and it's yes. And then we're just going to stay completely positive, and we're going to keep our heads up because we have to believe that good things are coming. Me and my husband has always believed when there's so much bad happening back to back to back, that means that it's making room for something amazing to happen. And it was proven today, because like seriously, we were at the end of our rope. My husband was asking around for jobs, for work. He was asking his old employer if there's any way that they can help us. And basically, he rejected us and was like, yeah, no, there's nothing I can do for you. I'm sorry this is going on, but yeah, I have trust issues and I can't lend you any money. And it wasn't just like a lend. My husband literally was like, listen, if we can come up with a loan or a deal, I will work for you for free for the next few months. And he literally was like, yeah, no. And my husband has worked with this guy for the last 8 years. So you're telling me in the last 8 years, as much work as my husband has done for you, you couldn't trust him? Like, my husband, I'm not saying it because he's my husband, I'm saying it because it's true, is the hardest working man I have ever seen. Like, he busts his butt for other people, like literally life and danger type things, just so that you can save a buck. And when he needs you, nothing. And it was like we were literally losing all types of hope. And literally out of the blue, this guy who my husband has worked with him for, I want to say about 6-ish months, and when he basically hired my husband on, he was like, listen, we're going to have to do every other week, and you can only work 3 hours because that's all we can afford. So this guy was the last person on our mind that would have called at 12 o'clock in the morning to be like, hey, listen, I heard what was going on, because my husband didn't tell him. The only thing my husband was like, listen, you're going to have to give me another week. I can't make it to your house right now. But didn't go into complete detail. He couldn't make it to the house because we didn't have a vehicle. But my husband didn't tell him anything. His sister did. And he immediately reached out to my husband and was like, hey, listen, can we come up with a deal, a game plan? My husband was like, I cannot ask you for the amount of money that we need. It's too much. And he was like, just give me the number and we'll come up with a deal. My husband gave him the number. He was like, okay, tomorrow, come get it. And I'm just like, wait, what? And we literally hit the floor. You guys, when I say we were losing all types of hope, because like I said, we were planning on moving out of New York and moving. But we were still financially hit because we didn't have a vehicle. We didn't have anything. So like we had our hopes and dreams to leave New York, but no way of doing it. And then this amazing blessing that just came out of the blue has, and I know I keep repeating myself, but it's like literally 20 minutes before I hit recording this, so I'm still in a bit of shock. Geez, like because like the original guy that my husband worked for, um, he's a big company, so he's very, very well off, I promise. And then you have this guy who is trying to start a business and is also planning on giving my husband work for his new business, but very small starter business, and him of all people reached out to help. Like, wow. I'm super blessed and super happy, and whew, it's gonna take a little bit for me to process this, but at least I feel like I can breathe and I can get back to my shop and I can get back to work and know that everything will be okay. I mean, like I said, I kept positive and I was believing everything's gonna be okay, but believing and then it actually happening so suddenly are two different things. Like it's amazing. Like life is not cheap. Like I said, I have two babies under the age of 3, and diapers ain't cheap. Food's not cheap. It's but this right here, this loan, such a blessing. I see the light, you guys. I see the light. I do also plan on doing a recording of a progress update soon. I'm not gonna give you guys an exact day because I just don't know. Heck, I still have to edit this video, which I don't think I'm going to do much of editing because that's what I like about my whip and chats. I don't edit it because I want it to feel like I'm talking to a friend. However, there will be a little bit of editing because of the backgrounds and me basically telling my dogs to lay down and stuff. So there's some editing, but my whip and chats don't get nearly as much editing as my updates. And then, of course, I'm editing my nose sniffling because my head is down. So I'm like constantly sniffling. I need to get one of those. What is the name of it? Like, you know, that thing where you do this and pulls the threads to the back? Oh, that worked. I'm not gonna lie, I think I'm done with this color. So I'm just going to block it all out real quick. And because I messed up, I think this, yeah. And then it's this. 3 down, right? 1, 2, 3. Yep. Okay. And all the way over. And There we go. There we go. But I think I'm going to, oh my goodness, stop. Change colors. Let's do this. Okay. I think I want a different color. Here's another shade of pink. But it's good. It's good. All I have to say, honestly, is if you guys are seriously losing hope, don't do that. Keep your head up. Believe. Because, wow. like I said, I've always believed that if things are hard now and it's back to back to back to back to back to back, that means something good is coming. It's always been that way with me and my husband. When we lose hope, that's when blessings come on blessings. For instance, for example, like my journey to trying to conceive my daughter, it took us a long time. It took us not three. It took us almost 6 years to get pregnant. And we literally lost hope. I had miscarriage at topics. And we lost hope. And right when we were just like, it's not going to happen, it happened. And then 5 months later, after giving birth to my daughter, I was pregnant again. And I was like, okay, I can see that my body's still working good. But can we put a stop to this? I do want one more kid, but not yet, especially not now. I want to be extremely financially stable before I even think about another Biblaroo. I'm going to go ahead and park that. Oops. And our next color. I'm so sorry if I'm sniffling in your ear, you guys. I honestly don't have that color yet, so we're going to skip it and stitch it when I get it, which is on its way, so it's okay. 3, 5, 6. For the most part, I have heaven and earth design patterns, and they don't use a lot of the newer DMC numbers. So the 1 through 30 something, they don't really use too much of those, so I didn't have it. And I redid my master set. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna get all those DMC colors so that I have them if and when I need them. But I also didn't expect for me to do this start so soon. But after everything that's been happening, I just really needed a new start. I needed a happy, uplifting pattern to do, and this was perfect. And plus, like I said, I was doing this as a stitch along to my stitchy friends. Apparently, I need concentration to thread a needle. Come on. Get it in there. Okay. And skip that one. Cool. But yeah, tomorrow my schedule is going to be extremely busy. Oh, also, there is a stitching challenge, I guess you can say, held on Slow Stitch with Yogis Facebook group. Sarah is doing a 48-hour marathon, cross stitch marathon. You don't have to do 48 hours straight. It's 48 hours within the week, so basically a work week. um, and I am trying to participate in it. Today, technically yesterday, I was only able to do 3 hours, and I normally can stitch much more than that. But the way my mindset at the time wasn't in the best, so I didn't stitch as much. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Sorry, my mindset wasn't in the best spot for that, so I told myself I will do it tomorrow. I will double it up and make sure I do the 48 hours because I was excited for the longest time for it to happen, for this event or this challenge to go down, and then life hit the fan. Let's do. Do I have my color picked out? I don't. That's another one that I have to wait for. Ouch, I'm sorry for hitting you. Let's try this one. 553, sure. So much for staying in the diagonal, right? 553. Maybe I should have stuck to the first color, because at least I know for sure I have it. I'm trying to hit anything. There's my color. That's just set back. I have to find a different way to store my master set where it's easier for me to get some threads. At least when I'm doing my WIP and chats, because it's easy whenever when I'm not recording, because I just have the DMC set sitting right next to me at my desk. But because I had to set up the way I have to set it up right now, I don't have access to my desk because the equipment is holding it currently. So 1, 2, 1, 1, 1. But yeah, I was working on, funny how I said I didn't want to work on darker colored kits and whatnot, but I was working on a top of vintage book pile, try to buy Stitch So Beautiful, and I was loving it, honestly, which did surprise me, but I really was enjoying myself. What? Oh no, hang on. I did do that wrong. Crap. That's okay. It's okay. I have to fix the stitch. I already messed up. Just started. Alright, let's see. I'm going to clear that off. And then this baby right here. Cool. I'm going to have to frog this stitch because it's supposed to be one down. Come on, get out of there. Trying not to interrupt the rest of the stitches, but it's not wanting to come out. There we go. Okay, let's fix that. And come down one. There we go. I'm pretty sure if whoever was watching was like, no, Nati, you're stitching it wrong. But I caught it, yay. Okay. Yeah, we already went through that. What the heck did I just click? Oh. Seriously, I'm not gonna lie, I think I'm gonna go back to my original color and finish this diagonal. But yeah, I want to finish this diagonal, so I'm just gonna go all the way down with 761. But I do like the idea of knowing that I'm going to stitch this pattern at least once every week. At least. Because like I said, I do want to stick to the weekly WIP and chats. Because I do love to talk and I love to stitch, and why not do both, right? I don't think I'm going to like be like, this is my, I only pull this whip out if I'm doing a whip and chat. Because I'm a lot more mood. I'm a mood stitcher, even though I didn't know I was. I thought I was able to just pull out any whip, like if I was doing a call for it, and be okay with it. But apparently I am not. I am not a I am much more a mood stitcher. I think especially now. Oh, I did it again. Especially now that with the stress I was on, I was definitely not in the mood for dark and dreary. Even though, like I said, I did vintage top of vintage book pile, which is a bunch of browns and blacks, dark colors. But I don't know what it is about that particular pattern. It's very soothing. Like I really, really enjoy myself when I'm stitching that pattern. And I'm so sorry if I didn't edit all my snifflings. Like I said, my babies are sick and they got me sick because, babies like to be like, I'm going to sneeze. Wait until I get right in mommy's face and then I'll sneeze. Yeah. And then, of course, it's, I only want mommy. And then when it's time for bed, they're like, no, hold me until I am gone to the world and then you can let me know. Which I cherish. I cherish those moments because they go so fast. Like, I keep looking at my daughter who's 2 years old and I'm like, how did you grow up so much and so fast? Like, she's so tall and grown. Like, she has a very strong personality and very manipulative. She knows what she's doing. She knows how to pull that heartstrings where it's uh, like she knows she does something wrong and then she does the cutest little face and then be like, mommy, I'm sorry, I love you. And it's like, I can't even get mad at you. Like, who taught you this manipulativeness? Like, it wasn't me. And in the same breath, she could be mean because, like, with her brother, she's very aggressive with him sometimes, and he's back. It's both ways, and it's to be expected. They're siblings and very close in age, but like she will like either push him or block him from doing something and then or take away his toy until he cries and then she gives it back and she'll give him a hug and it's like, it's okay, don't cry, you're okay. And it's like, girl, you did it until he cried. Like, it's not nice. But it's moments like that and just like, I don't know, their adorable little faces makes everything worth it, even this cold. But then again, the whole time they're sick, I was rubbing their back and I'm like, I'll take it from you if I can. Be careful what you wish for. But I'd do it all over again if it makes them feel better. Yes, it breaks my heart. Like yesterday? Yeah, yesterday, my son, he, oh my god, when I say it was non-stop crying, nothing, absolutely nothing I can do to get him to stop crying. I take him, pick him up and bounce him around or rub his back or burp him or give him food or a bottle or nothing was working. It was very, very hard day yesterday. But they're both doing much better today. I mean, they're still extremely stuffed up, but at least they're sleeping throughout the night. And at least Amenadiel, my son, at least he's not hollering and screaming at the top of his lungs for an hour straight. And I'm like, baby, you gotta stop crying. This is just gonna make your boogers more. Like, and it's like, my son is nonverbal, so like he doesn't talk. He okay, I don't know how to explain it. Which is why they think that he's autistic because he has said his first word. His first word was mom. And for months, that's all he said was mom. And then he learned the word dad. And he stopped saying mom completely. And it was just dad. And then for months at a time, he said nothing. Like, not mom, not dad, nothing. Which concerned me and the doctors. So now he's going back to saying dada. And I'm hoping he sticks to it, but it's like he will learn a word and it's not that he forgot it because like I know he knows who we are, but it's like he just doesn't speak it anymore. He's also severely, extremely clumsy. Like, I've never seen a baby so clumsy in my entire life. Like, he will be looking at the wall as he's walking into the wall at full force. And I swear on his top, on his forehead, on his right side of his forehead, there's a lump there. And I swear to God, I think that lump's going to be there forever, because every day, without fail, no matter what I do, and I could be literally behind him at all times with my arms stretched out to catch him if he falls, he hits his head on the same spot every single day. And he doesn't even cry anymore. He just like kind of rubs his head and then just keeps walking like it didn't just happen. Like, he's gotten so accustomed to hitting that same spot that I don't think he feel it anymore. And it's concerning to me. And I keep asking the doctors to do an exam on his head, which is also large. And I'm not trying to say that to be mean, but my baby really does have a large head. And they're not really doing anything. They're doing the therapy for his speech, and then soon they'll be adding another therapist to work with him to see if he has autism. And if he does, they'll schedule someone else who can work with him. So it's just, everything is a process. I mean, I'm just happy they're finally listening to me, because for a very long time they were not taking me seriously. They were believing or thinking that I was comparing my son to my daughter, who her vocabulary is advanced even for her age. Like, she has full-blown sentences, full-blown conversations, words that are like, how did you even pronounce that? And it's very clear. So I know my daughter's extremely advanced, but I'm not comparing. Like, I purposely make sure my daughter's not even home when the therapist comes for his appointments, because I don't want them to focus on my daughter more than my son, because they're there for my son. So yeah, it's just, but yeah, like I was trying to talk about, he's nonverbal, so he can't tell me what hurts, or he can't tell me what I can do to make him feel better. So all he can do is cry. And like, he's never babbled ever in his life, like baby babbling. He doesn't do that. He just blows raspberries or moans. He'll moan or he'll rock, but that's as far as noise coming out of him. It's either that or screaming, crying, like very loudly. Or he has this fake laugh that he does. So he'll come around the corner and you know he's coming, because he goes ah, 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 ah. Like, he has a fake laugh that he constantly does. Which is funny, but yeah, it's all of it was very concerning. So we have some therapists trying to see what they can do, if there is anything they can do, and move from there. Okay, I'm gonna do one more stitch, and I think I'm gonna call it. And I'm curious to see how many stitches I have so far. Let's see. All right, let's see. Oh, I've done a total of 195 stitches. Should I do 5 more stitches? I'm doing 5 more stitches. We're gonna end at 200, not almost 200. Let's do 5 more stitches. That'll be 1. Yes, I want to do this weekly. I can't promise you exactly what days I will be uploading my videos, but I do, like I said, want to do it weekly. And I still have to do my WIP update, which is not a lot to show, because I ended up going quite monogamous with my stitching, and I was just sticking to Cupid's Ice Cream Shop by Miss ButterD, which I started, and I have over almost 2,000 stitches already put into it. I'm really enjoying it. And then now I have this Miss ButterD that I am actually enjoying too, and I have to wait for my floss to come in because I don't like having too many ninja stitches, but I'm excited that I got this one started. Let's mark off the 5 that I just stitched. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? 200 on the dot. Yay! Alright, you guys, that is it for today. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. If you have enjoyed yourself thus far and you have not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. That way you will be notified every time I upload. Hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed yourself. And in the comments below, can I get some love with a heart emoji for hope and encouragement, and just to show your love, and know that if you guys are going through anything, keep your head up because good things are coming, okay? And I will see you guys in the very next one. Love you laters.